Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here to share a layout that I created using my May 2020 Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit. Now this layout is using 4 different papers. I've got this turquoise piece there in the background that I pulled in to my kit, and then the reddish pink heart paper and the floral paper were in the original kit that I pulled as the base for this kit. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the manufacturer, and I don't have it written down right in front of me. But here you see I'm pulling some things together. I'm creating my background. I'm going to make a grid layout. And when I do that, I don't use a sketch or anything as I go along. I've used the grid layout so many times, I know how I want things to go. Like the square, the backgrounds, the large square patterns are typically always there, but this vertical piece here with the border that I'm about to put on it is different. And so, you know, I find ways to do my layouts a little bit differently when they are this grid layout. Only because as you're flipping through my albums, you'll see this is a layout that I use frequently. When I have 3 or 4 pictures that I want to get used up, you know, and create something with. And so I immediately stick those down because I know that's my background. There's no question about it in my mind. Now I'm going to go through and pull my photos. I've got 3 photos, and it's of myself and my granddaughter. I'm going to cut them down to 3.5 by 3.5. And you know, I love having these bright, vivid colors in the background because we have on bright, bold colors. My granddaughter has that hot pink, reddish pink color that's in the heart paper. And then, of course, I have on an orange top. So, yeah, with those bold colors, it's nice to have bold background to match them. And so here I'm using my scrap black cardstock that I added in to map my photos. And I find that I do this a lot whenever I use scraps. I will go along and place them on the background, and if they don't fit, it's okay. I'm not overly stressed about it because I make what I have work. I don't feel like I need to get out a full sheet of black cardstock in order to map the photos, and this works just fine, you know. And in the end, it really doesn't matter. You can't tell it when you look at the layout that there's bits and pieces behind the photos, that they weren't a solid sheet of paper. And so it works for me. I'm all good with it. And here I'm going to pull in this black background with white words across the front of it that say today. And that is a scrap of paper that I have from one of my other layouts. I am going to use that as my 4th piece to the grid. And again, here I am piecing the background on it to make it work. That paper is one that it's very distressed looking, and I love that, but it also doesn't have that super black feel to it, and I love that as well because it matches, in my mind, it matches what's in the background of the floral paper with the black leaves. There I'm adding that green washi tape in. Well, it's not green, it's turquoise and blue, and I think there is green in there. Yeah, there's green. But it's not so prevalent that that's all you see. And so I'm trying to figure out a way that I'm going to pull some additional blue or green into the layout to kind of offset the background paper. The washi tape is one way, and then double matting these photos with this grayish green color is another way, because this is the color that's in the background of the washi tape. And so I have found that if I can pull that in on the colors from the washi tape, it blends it a little bit better when your eye is looking at the entire layout. And I love that I'm finally able to use this sheet of paper. I've got like 3 sheets in this layout, but I've had them in my stash for a long time. I pulled them apart from a paper pad a long time ago, and they've been in my stash down in my color bins for a long time. And voila, into the grid format we go. I don't typically measure too much. I try and eyeball it a lot. I'm going to pull some different things that I think I might use as I go along, and I just lay them there beside me as I'm playing around. I'm going to create my title, and I'll pull out my ruler and create my title along the ruler and then use that to stick it down. And so I'm debating on where I'm going to put it. I'm thinking right there, but I'm not 100% certain. So what I do is I go to something else, work on something else. I've decided I'm going to place it up at the top. And so I just use another ruler to help me lay that down without it going all wonky. Looking through my pocket page cards to see if there's anything that I want to use there. And then opt against it. And my camera battery died. My backup battery wasn't charged. So yeah, I had to take a few minutes. And while I had that few minutes, I went ahead and laid some embellishments out where I thought that I might use them. And so you see there, I've pulled the black scallop circles and the blue color scallop circles that I had in my scraps that I punched into shapes. And then I have some tabs up there that I've punched. And I have the scallop circles in 3 different locations, and that big butterfly there is a die cut. And so I pulled that in, and now I'm using some chipboard words along the way. And I've tried to use on each little cluster 2 chipboard words and a metal heart, and there's something else. Oh, a brad in each little cluster there. That's where my title is going to go, where that arrow is. That arrow is a die cut piece. And so I laid it right there. And I had that acrylic word that says today in my kit. And I love that it is sitting on top of that paper that says today. To me, that just makes it work so much better. So again, the 2 chipboard words or phrases. At the bottom it says, here we go, and creative. Under the butterfly it says, make pretty things and together is best. And then at the top it says, you and me and buy all the things. When my granddaughter comes over, she will typically, or this is what she used to do. We would go through the games that my husband keeps on his telephone. And if we don't have the right one, then we buy a new one or download a free one. And she likes, back then, she liked all those games like the beauty shop game or the clean the feet one and doctor the feet one. Oh my gosh, there's all kinds of weird games out there that the kid loved to play on the phone. So here I've added another die cut, and now I'm going to go through and add the brads that I've pulled. I have 3 different brads from that brad pack that came with the original kit that I pulled as the base for this. And I'm loving how this is coming together. I love being able to lay out my layouts and know ahead of time where I'm going to put everything, so when I do have a minute I can go through and stick everything down. And that is a perfect reason why you keep those little stragglers of washi tape, because I had just that little bit there that I used up at the top that says love, and it has a heart beside it. And then I added 3 little labels down at the bottom to do my journaling on, and here I'm going to add some puffy hearts into each little cluster to go along with the metal heart. And this layout is nearly done, y'all. I sure appreciate you being here and watching my layouts. If you are a subscriber, I really appreciate your support. If you're just stopping by for the first time, thanks for stopping by. And if you're interested in seeing more layouts made with your stash, feel free to hit the subscribe button or just try and remember to come back by. I primarily scrap with older supplies. I have started this year getting the Felicity Jane Kit Club, so I am using a few newer products in my stash. But typically where I buy from, the products that I buy, even though they're new, they are older on the market. They're not brand new on the market. And so if you stick around to the end here, you'll see a close-up of the layout as it's in completion. And here I'm just doing my simple journaling, nothing fancy at all. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this layout, watching me put it together, and I hope I've inspired you to get into your stash and create something fun. Anyway, guys, see you on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.